when Musa alayhi salam spoke to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he said, Ya Allah, you created Adam yourself, and you blew his soul into him yourself, and you ordered the angels to make sujood to him yourself. How can someone of such status even thank you and make shukr to you for what you've done for him? Allah replies to Musa and says, Oh Musa, it's enough that Adam said Alhamdulillah. It's enough that Adam said Alhamdulillah. Musa says, Oh Allah, if your slave goes into ruku' and he calls out in ruku', Ya Rab, what do you reply back to him? Allah says, O Musa, I call out, Labbayka ya abdi, I'm here, O my slave. Musa says, Ya Allah, if your servant calls out to you and he's in prostration, in sujood, and he calls out, Ya Rab, what do you reply to him? Allah says, O Musa, I call out to him and say, O my slave, I'm here. So Musa says, Oh Allah, if the sinner, which is every one of us, calls out to you, Ya Rab, what do you reply to him? Allah says, Ya Musa, I reply, Labbayka ya abdi, Labbayka ya abdi, Labbayka ya abdi. Allah says, the one in ruku' and the one in sujood, I call out to him once, I'm he, my slave. But when the sinner calls out to me, Allah told Musa, O Musa, I call back to him 3 times. I'm he, my slave, I'm he, my slave, I'm he, my slave. When you're dealing with Allah, the business transaction that's done with Allah will never be lost. Only the ones that know the value of business with Allah, these people know how to make business with Allah. As small as it is. Whether on your way out you give your salam to the random person or smile at the person you don't know. Whether you hug the person after your salah, whether you ask the people how have you been, anything is business with Allah. Anything which is khair is business with Allah. Sayyidina Dawood alayhi salam, he said, Ya Allah, I have love for you, but how do I allow people to love you? He said, Oh Dawood, tell them about me. It's not a hard task. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells Dawood, Oh Dawood, did you tell people about me? He said, Oh Allah, I've told people about you, but they still don't come to you. Then Allah said, these sinners, if they remember me, I remember them. And if they forget me, tell them I still remember them. Then Dawood alayhi salam, Allah sends to him in another revelation, O Dawood, tell the sinners, if they know how much Allah loves them, wallahi, from enjoyment and excitement and over happiness, their limbs will cut in half. Then Dawood said, Ya Allah, if that's the state of the sinners, what's the state of the ones that are obedient? And Allah didn't reply. The same way Muhammad said in the hadith, that the Hafiz of Quran, his parents will be put on thrones, like kings and queens Yawm al-Qiyamah. Then the Prophet ﷺ didn't mention the gifts of the Hafiz himself. When the gift is beyond, then it's kept in the safety of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when we do with Allah, we do with khair. Have good thoughts in Allah. Whether before I entered this masjid I committed 4,000 haram. Don't underestimate the rahmah of Allah. Don't throw Allah's rahmah away. Don't call on behalf of Allah, oh so and so, you're a sinner, you're wrong, you're in haram. Let Allah judge and you run back to Allah. Whether you run back today and you run away tomorrow and you run back the next day, the human's job is to constantly keep on trying. Because Allah has made us like this. Allah sent verses of Tawbah. Why? Because He knew we run away from Him. Allah comes down in the last portion of the night. Why? Because He knows we always run away from Him. So He gives that chance for that depressed person in the last portion of the night. If you couldn't sleep due to your stress, If you couldn't sleep due to what you've done, if you couldn't sleep due to what was done to you, then in the last portion of the night, Allah is showing His beauty towards you. That ينزل الرحمن في آخر ثلث الليل, في آخر ثلثي الليل. That Allah comes down in a manner that befits His Majesty to the closest heavens, to the earth, and He calls out, هل من سائل. He calls out to every human on the earth, is anybody asking? هل من مستغفر. Is anybody seeking forgiveness that we can call back to Allah? And in that way, the person feels that he can run back to Allah. Don't ever turn your Allah into a creator that wants to just punish. Everything that is done in the eyes of people, Allah is putting in Jahannam. It's not our call. Our duty is, نبئ عبادي, O Muhammad, warn my servants what? أني أنا الغفور الرحيم. First Allah spoke about His rahmah. Then He said, وَأَنَّ عَذَابِي هُوَ الْعَذَابُ الْأَلِيمُ. Let them know that I'm the most forgiving, I'm the most merciful, but also let them know that my torment and punishment is most severe. Then another verse Allah says that my rahmah has overtaken my anger, my wrath. Why? That's the love of Allah.